Hey everyone, CruiseNickX back with more Final Fantasy XIV. We're back to the bullshit. Because Lord knows we can now go anywhere in any patch without a foreseeable amount of bullshit.
That was bullshit.
Yeah, my sentiments exactly. So, we are doing the Hildibrand questline arc again, this patch. Now, when we last left off, the masked thief made good on his promise to steal the maiden's virtue, but not in the way that we expected. The Arabella's necklace turned out to be the maiden's virtue because it was marked with the crest of Azema, the maiden. And so, yeah, we in retrospect, many of us should have read between the lines, but who knows? So anyway, the last time the masked thief made a threat, he said he was gonna steal the victor's spoils. So we're gonna talk to Ellie about that, right? We're gonna, talk to Elle about that.
Bayan, I was wondering when you'd show up. I've got the latest scoop on the victor's spoils that our many-faced friend has set his sights on. Have you visited the Colosseum of late? There's a tourney in the works, and it's looking to be a big one. The Mithril Cup, sponsored by none other than Amagina and Sons Mineral Concern. They say that Master Feargeist will be furnishing the prizes himself from his personal collection. Small wonder it's captured the attention of Mr. Sticky Fingers. You are familiar with the concern, yes? It's only the largest mining interest in the Sultanate, after all. The chairman, Master Feargeist, sits on the syndicate and possesses such wealth that rumor has it he could buy half the realm if he chose to. He's also renowned for being something of a martial arts enthusiast. With his position affording him little opportunity to test his own skills, he settles for living vicariously through the exploits of others. Hence his sponsorship of tournaments like the Mithril Cup. My colleague, Ganelon, is in Ul'dah covering the tourney as we speak. If we were to track him down, I bet he'd be able to give us something to get our investigation started.
Alright, let's hit Ul'dah. And of course, it's always gotta be frickin' right outside the Colosseum. Yes? I'm a busy man. If you're looking for small talk, I suggest you look elsewhere.
No need to be rude, Ganelon. He's a friend of mine. Now, what say you share your latest findings with us? I promise I'll make it worth your while.
Ellie! If it isn't the Mithralized Star Reporter. Come to have a laugh at Ganelon's expense before returning your pen to the latest front-page feature, eh? Oh, very well. Just promise you'll put in a good word for me with the higher-ups, okay? Now, let me tell you this. There's strange things afoot at the Colosseum. Bugger all! It's a travesty, I tell you! Wrong voice. Hotch, Hugh, and Hymo! Whatever is the matter? And where, pray tell, is Hutchin? The four of you will compete for the cup together, yes? I fear that an unfortunate mishap has left Hutchin in no condition to fight. We were just on our way to convey the dire news to Dower Meadow. Mishap my arse! This was sabotage! Some cowardly coward out there will stop at nothing to eliminate his competition. I swear it on my subligar! Lower your voice, Hotch. My head stings enough without your bloody shouting. Hutchin! Should you not be resting your wounds? Oh, but forgive our incompetent, unworthy comrade. If I had been quicker with my mantra, we would still be 4 men strong. Do not berate yourself so, Haimo. In victory and in defeat, the mantra Vale's fight has won. You bear no more responsibility for my wounds than I. Any road, I dare say I'll not be getting back into fighting Fettle by Austin about. Out in bed. I'm ready to chant some mantras. How about the lot of you? Hutchin, for you I'm always ready. Now that's what I like to hear. 1,000 mantras, and I want each one to ring out over the Sagoli.
And they're off. The Mantravilles?
Aye. As Hutchin tells it, they took their name from a training partner they met at the Fist of Ralga, a man they most admired for his devotion and chiseled physique.
Consider me not the least bit interested. There's talk of attacks on the competitors, however. Of this I would hear more.
Ah, yes. I mentioned that strange things were afoot, yes? With mere days left before the Mithril Cup, a staggering number of would-be combatants have withdrawn, citing a host of curious ailments and injuries. With the list of entrants shrinking by the day, the organizers have been forced to abandon the elimination format in favor of a mass melee between what few battlers remain.
The Phantom Thief's challenge. Gladiators dropping like flies? No, this is no mere coincidence. I would speak to the individual in charge of the event. Where might I find him?
Though the concerned sponsor's attorney, the day-to-day organizational duties are being handled by a fellow by the name of Dower Meadow. He should be in his office within the Coliseum halls. I'll send word to the gentleman, Ul'dah. He owes the Mr. a favor or two.
Splendid. Come, Bayan. We've got a case to crack.
This won't end well. That I am sure. This won't end well.
Laterville quests.
Oh yeah. Which way am I going? This way. From the Mithril, you say? Then by all means you are free to enter.
I'm Ellie, reporter for the Mr. I. The never blinking, all-seeing, you know the deal, yes? And you must be Dower Meadow. I was hoping I could ask you a few questions about the upcoming tourney.
Who am I to argue with free publicity? And from a charming little thing like yourself? Ask away, Miguel. That said, between the challenge from that so-called Phantom Thief and now these bizarre attacks targeting the fighters, our tourney's already the talk of the town. Not that you'll see me complaining, provided someone's still left to fight, that is. You're free to investigate as you wish, but you'd be smart to exercise some caution. Needless to say, recent events have everyone here a bit on edge. Why, just moments ago, one fighter almost took off another's head for insulting the color of his sublet. Looks like we've got ourselves another. These two aren't in the entry books. Oh gods, no.
And our challenger unleashes a vicious right hook as the gentleman inspector was channeling his strength for his next attack. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a winner. Inspector Briardian. As efficient as ever, I see.
A true gentleman eschews violence Inspector. You were thinking. It annoyed me. Dower Meadow, I presume. Tell me everything you can about the prizes for this tourney, and try to be brief. Was wondering when you might ask. Master Fearguide spared no expense in making the Mithril Cup the most lucrative tourney this Colosseum's ever seen. The victor will receive a true treasure from his collection, the Warden's Grace, a ring fitted with the largest sun sphere you'll find outside a Khan. The second and third place prizes are nothing to sneeze at neither. But I don't care how many faces he's got. We've nothing to fear from this thief. The concern has hired an elite regiment of stone torches to watch over the vault day and night. Yes, just as the brass blades were so successful in stopping the thief last time. If you want your treasures safe, go fetch them and bring them to me. And be quick about it. I haven't all day. Fear I can't do that, Inspector. After all, what proof do I have that you ain't the Mr. Many Faces in another one of his elaborate get-ups? No, if you want to get your hands on the spoils, you'll have to claim them as any other would, in battle. As a matter of fact, what with the ranks thinned as they are, we're actively recruiting new competitors. The more the merrier, and the more lucrative that. Now where did our receptionist get off to? Over here, you slimy bugger! We got some fresh blood for the melee! Give me a moment, will ya? I've only got 8 arms! Or were they legs? You called? I was just about to give the lovely Miss Avila the grand tour! Inspector Hildibrand! Look! He's purple. Astute as ever, Nashu. This color, this overabundance of appendages. I smell a case. That's just my receptionist, Ultros. Don't be startled now. He's an ugly little bugger, but he's friendly enough. Word has it he was one of many bizarre creatures born from a recent experiment with ancient incantations at the Thaumaturge's Guild. They were going to seal him away in a hole in the desert with the others, when he opened his slobbering mouth and started pleading for his life. I just want to live in peace. I'll do anything. So the management hired him to perform odd jobs about the Colosseum. And I'm ever glad they did. I tell ya, it's stopping glamorous, and it sure has its perks. What a delicious morsel. I want to get my tentacles around her. I know not who you are or where you hail from, and I do not care. If you dare challenge me, my Tempest Blade will show you no mercy. You can forget about your case, Inspector. There is only one who will claim the victor's spoils, and that is me. Ooh, I just love when she talks tough. Now, who's the chump who wanted to get a pummeling by the lovely little Abby? Why is everyone looking at me? Though a gentleman takes far more pride in rescuing fair damsels than fighting them, I fear we have little recourse. I, Hildibrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire, shall do what must be done to... Bayan Oronir will be entering the tournament on my behalf. Bayan Oronir? You do look like a Oronir. Well, bugger me with a spear. To think I'd see the day when a warrior of light stood in my Colosseum. Hear that clink, clink, clinking? That's the sound of gil pouring into our coffers when the public finds out that a true Eorzine hero will be stepping into the ring to fight for the Mithril Cup. Oh, and I do reckon your friend can tag along too. Show him where to sign, Yulty. With Bayan, I suppose we have as good a chance as any. Now we just need to make sure that he doesn't come down with some curious injury. That gladiatrix. Avila, was it? Seemed quite certain of her chances at victory. Suspiciously certain, I would say. Ha ha! I am already 10 steps ahead of you, Inspector. That Ultros fellow seemed most knowledgeable about Miss Avila. Come, Nashu, the investigation is afoot!
As much as that sounds like an amazingly productive line of investigation, might I suggest that our first priority is to keep Bayan here safe? Let us return to Ganelon and see what else he can tell us about these mysterious attacks on the combatants.
Very well. I shall leave that task to you. I have a lead of my own to investigate. Should you uncover any new information, I trust you will share it with me at first opportunity. Alright, let's speak with Ganelon. You again? I've already told you that... What? Entered the tourney, you say? Are you out of your bleeding mind? Look, I've got a suspicion or two which I'm happy to share with you, but in the end you have to protect yourself, you hear? So, I've been asking around, and it seems that more than a few of the fighters who pulled out of the tourney were scheduled to fight a warrioress by the name of Avila. Now, I can't make any promises, but my instincts tell me this girl is bad news. But don't take it from me when you hear it from someone who's crossed blades with her just days ago. Fellow by the name of Raging Rat had the misfortune of being matched up with Avila in the preliminary round and earned himself a right bruising from it all. Last I heard, he was resting up back at the Pugilist Guild. Why don't you pay him a visit? There he is. Come to have a good laugh at old Raging Rat's expense, have ye? Well, you're not the first, I say. Is there not a man in this entire realm with an ounce of sympathy? Greetings, good sir. How fortunate you are today that your guest is Hildibrand Mandeville, gentleman and inspector. Now, if you would, please enlighten me as to how exactly it was that you were beaten to a bloody pulp by Miss Avila. Gentlemen, my arse! Have you not a whit of delicacy? Never ye mind. Look, the records may say I lost, but I'll admit to nothing of the sort. I'll shout at the top of my lungs if no one else will. The girl doesn't fight fair. Tempest Blade? Some kind of foul sorcery, if you ask me. Mark my words, that girl is up to no good. If she weren't so damned easy on the eyes, she'd be rotting in gaol as we speak. The girl's Alamegan, or haven't you heard? You know how it is with those refugees. Why fight with honor when you've got nothing to lose?
Yes, and why not disparage an entire people in a pathetic attempt to salvage your sorry pride? This one's a real piece of work, Bayan. Let's be on our way.
I didn't mean no offense, miss. Just telling it like it is, as it were.
Perhaps it truly is some manner of sorcery, as the fellow says. Or perhaps she works with an accomplice. She didn't strike me as the magic-wielding type. If I were a betting woman, I'd put my gill on the latter.
Ah, Miss Ellie, that thrill of the chase has struck a chord with you as well. Yes, I can see it in the wrinkles beneath your eyes. We might very well make an inspectress out of you yet.
I'll give you a good wrinkle, you insensitive boor. Ahem. What the man says is true. It's likely her fellow Alamegans might sympathize with her plight. An accomplice would hardly be out of the question.
Yes, I can see it now. Two unfortunate souls, shunned by those around them, are united by destiny and a common desire for justice. ample appendages whirling wildly, sending gusts of wind flying every which way. A Villa and Ulti, a match made in the heavens. Were it any more obvious, I could have solved this case without leaving my home.
Incredible! Your powers of deduction never fail to amaze, Inspector. What is it with you two and that infernal octopus?
Mr. Ultra should still be at the Coliseum. Let us hurry before he slithers back off to whencesoever he came. Oh wait, didn't I get that blade from, No, I did not. Friend, and look over yonder. Behold those exquisite legs, those stylish tentacles, the unearthly undulations of his squirmy, squishy body. Yes, our friend Ul'dah is a most fascinating creature indeed. Behold how he carefully eyes the gladiatrix before him. What manner of mischief is he plotting? He speaks! Yes, this is most suspicious indeed. Oh, what's this? The girl has fled in a panic. Our friend Ul'dah, he appears to be discouraged. Look at the way his shoulders sag. Or how they would sag, if he had shoulders. A quarry is on the move. Quickly, Nashu! We must pursue! Back and forth between the steps.
Mr. Ul'dah seems to have found himself another gladiatrix. What might he be plotting this time? Look at those succulent legs. I reckon they taste just wonderful in a good marinara sauce. Marinara sauce. Ah, he speaks! And another girl rushes off. Whatever did he say to her? He looks so sad. Shall we douse him in lemon butter and put him out of his misery, Inspector? Whatever is he doing with these girls anyway? Call me crazy, but I think he likes them?
Ay vey. This is gonna... Poor misunderstood Ul'dah. Here we suspected him of criminal activity, when in truth he was just a gentle soul luckless in love. Oh, Ul'dah, can you find it in your squishy, slimy heart to forgive us?
Yes, yes. Now perhaps we should return to our investigation. If Avila is as suspicious as they say, perhaps we should follow her around for a bit. Dower Meadow back at the Coliseum should be able to enlighten us as to her whereabouts.
An excellent idea, Miss Ellie, but I have a better one. Let us return to the Coliseum and speak with Dower Meadow. From him we shall ascertain Miss Avila's whereabouts, upon which we shall follow her about to see if she is indeed as suspicious as they say. Come, Nashu, the investigation calls! Didn't she just fucking say that? Hey, don't think Uncle Ul'dah didn't see you following me. What's the big idea, eh? I'm nothing more than a stupid octopus. Or am I? Come on now. I just want what any octopus wants. A cute girl, untold riches, and the admiration of millions. Can't Uncle Ul'dah dream? Well, kids, hate to ink and run. Then again, I am an octopus. Yes, what is it this time? I'm busy, man. Looking for Avila, you say? She said something about sharing a flagon with her countrymen over at the Coffer and Coffin. I reckon you might still find her there. I warn you, though, if you're smart, you'll keep your distance from that one. That poor bugger Ganalong and tried to interview her for an article. Thought the girl was going to rip his head clean off. How can I put this? She doesn't seem to take kindly to being asked questions of her personal nature, if you catch my drift. That said, if you're looking for a good sparring match to warm you up for the tourney, that might just be the ticket. I can assure you there'll be no need for gratuitous fisticuffs, my good sir. With my remarkable powers of espionage, we will ascertain in all the information we need about the fiery lass, even being alerted to our presence. Let us be off. This won't end well. This won't end well at all. Nope. Here we go. Behold, the lovely Miss Avila, just as predicted. Let us keep watch from here, so as to not set off the girl's feigned temper.
How many times must I tell you? There is no cause for concern. The spoils shall be mine. It may as well be writ in stone. Do you realize what this means? We have suffered, and suffered long, but my victory shall mark a new era. Just as Raoban Alden won a new life for himself in the Coliseum, I shall win a new life for our people. The prize that I shall claim will bolster the wealth of our people 1,000, no 10,000-fold. In a land where wealth is power, we will be kicked to the gutter by the old dons no longer. And with that, I must be off to the Nino Mines to meet my sister.
Miss Avila's self-assurance is ever a sight to behold. I deduce my own chances of felling her in the battlefield, or in the field of battle, are infinitesimal.
I could have told you that before you signed up. Come now, we have a suspect to pursue.
Trying to steal Avila from Uncle Ul'dah's tentacles, are you? I'm afraid that isn't going to happen. Yes, Uncle Ul'dah's homemade explosive will see that this is the end of that road for you. Does that make me a bad octopus? Ah, the distinctive smell of fire sand. Another one of your handcrafted explosives, I take it, Nashu?
Heavens no, Inspector. This is far too elaborate to be one of mine. Do you think whoever crafted this would be willing to give me a lesson?
They're on to me? Preposterous! Could it be that Musclehead isn't as stupid as he looks? I see. In any event, I shudder to think of what might happen if an unsuspecting passerby chanced upon such a hazardous object. Allow me. Heave ho! You gotta be kidding me! Oh god, that is not a good voice to do. Need a lozenge. Yeah, the Nanamon mines are north, near the pathway to northern Danland. Well, I have 8 viewers on this frickin' live stream. How's everyone doing today? Alright, Hildibrand. That maiden in mining garb must be the sister of whom Miss Avila spoke. Let us listen a bit longer.
I thought we agreed. No hard labor until your leg is healed. I swear, sometimes I think you were born solely to give your poor sister headaches. Says the girl who once fought off 10 Imperials with one good arm. Perhaps someday you'll understand that your little sister can take care of herself just as well as you. Speaking of which, what news of the tourney? Worry not, Hegelina. I have taken all the necessary precautions. The Warden's grace is as good as ours. Even the most modest estimates value its worth at some 30 million gil. Do you realize what this means? Necklaces from Eshthames, sun-silk dresses, all the luxuries you ever wanted will be yours. The poor little girls in shabby clothes, objects of pity and scorn for the Ul'dah upper crust, those days are over. After I claim victory, we will take our rightful place at the top of society. I don't know, Evie. Wealth is all well and good, but when I see you stand tall in the Colosseum, hundreds and thousands cheering your name, I am proud. No matter how humble our birth, if we stand strong and stand together, this alone is all the wealth I ask for. That is your problem, Hegelina. You've always been too quick to settle for less than your worth. But worry not, for your sister is watching over you. I will do this for us. Now I must return. God forbid one of those prying reporters overhears us. That's my Avie. Unfazed by a duel to the death, yet terrified to be caught in the moment of tenderness. May the gods smile on you, sister, and be safe.
A more moving display of sisterly love I have not seen, and yet I fear it has afforded us little in the way of prospective clues.
It would seem Avila's obsession with victory runs even deeper than we imagined. That said, I can't help but feel a bond with the girl. My sister and I were alone in the world too, you see. Inspector, did you hear what I heard?
Look, kids, Uncle Ul'dah has had it up to here with you. Do you think you could just fall into this pit and die like a good little boy? Yeah, I'm talking to you, Mr. Warrior of Light. Hear that sound? Just one step closer. Closer. Not you, you idiot!
No need for concern, friends. I've simply taken the liberty of investigating this hole in the ground, and I'm pleased to report that there seems to be nothing out of the ordinary.
Our hero. Now, shall we return to Ul'dah? The mental cup will be starting before long, and last thing we want, after all, is to lose our belt by forfeit.
Could it be? Did that musclehead dive straight into my trap to save his companions? The others seem completely unsurprised at this turn of events. Doubtless he has performed such selfless acts before. A true gentleman if I ever saw one. But if you think that means I'm going to show mercy on you, you've got another think coming. Time to break out the big guns, kids. Wait a minute. I dug 2 pits, didn't I? Come to think of it, the second one was right around... Give me a break! Always fucking up his own traps. Oh, wait, I gotta follow him to the gate. You know what, fuck it, I'm taking the shorter and cheaper way. Or the shorter and lazier way. Now what?
Yes? Is something the matter? We're on something of a tight schedule here, Inspector.
Stand back, Miss Ellie. My well-honed inspector senses are tingling. I feel a most fearsome adversary lurking about. This time you're really up the creek without a paddle, kids. Say hello to a not-so-little friend of mine from the Coliseum. He's large and in charge, and most of all, he's hungry. Where in the world is he? I haven't got all day. No. It's Master Roshi! A.K.A. Godbert Manorville. My Chimera! Who is that half-naked fool? Father! Could it be that the aura of unmitigated murderous rage that I felt was not our quarry, but you? Hildy! I was merely taking a stroll in search of inspiration and materials for my newest masterpiece in the making. And what brings you and your friends to these parts today? Just a bit of sleuth work, Father dear. And with that, we must return to Ul'dah. If you have not heard, your son is set to compete for the Mithril Cup. Oh? Oh-ho, moonlighting as a gladiator, are we? A fitting second career for a Mandeville man, if I do say so myself. That muscle-bound old man is the inspector's father! Remind me never to get her to one of their family reunions. Gah! Just who is this inspector anyway? Hildy is a worthy rival, if ever there were one. Who goes there? Hildy, Bayan, I have been waiting for this day. Well, looky who we have here. You're quite the intimidating gent yourself. A friend of the inspector, mayhap? I am Gilgamesh, wandering duelist, and I am not so much the inspector's friend as his enemy. Well, that makes two of us. Pack up, Gulliver. 'Cause this might be our lucky day. There is no one in this accursed realm who can remember my... Call me what you will, friend, but heed my words. Bayan is a formidable foe. That's sounding like high praise coming from a big fella like yourself. To have such a powerhouse as his sidekick, that inspector must be something else indeed. It's not what brings... I know not what brings you to do battle with those two, but I warn you, you'll end up as a seafood soup if you face them alone. And with that, I must be off. For reasons that I do not entirely understand, I am considered something of a fugitive in these parts. Bayan, I will not fall so easily this time. Well, it looks like I've got my legs full. All 8 of them. But if that adventurer is so strong to take on alone... I'll just have to bring along a friend. A supplely twisting ring calling to mind the undulations of a creature of the sea. Yes, inspiration has struck. Nobody here but us octopodes! Look forward to your next life as a masterpiece, fiend! And once again, the chase begins. Muscleheads! I hate them! Alright, here we are. Good heavens! Chancing upon father like that. I dare say it's taken a year off my life. Quite a crowd is assembled. It would seem the festivities are nigh about to commence. I had hoped to uncover more of Miss Avila's secrets, but no matter. What better place to continue my investigation than out on the field of battle? Alright, we'll be right back. Kruznik, out.